little white lie, and it gets you into a lot of trouble. You know what I'm talking about? You know, when I told... Yeah. When I told my mom and dad... Many of these are rhetorical questions, actually. Don't really require an answer, but of course. When I told my mom and dad I was going to get them this videotape recorder, right away my mom started in, oh, they're too expensive. They cost hundreds of dollars. Your father and I are going to be very upset if you spend a lot of money on a big gift. So I told a little white lie there. I said to my mom, I said, look, Mom, a friend of mine runs an appliance store here in town. He got it from me wholesale. It's only $25. Yesterday, I got a check in the mail from my mom for $100. She wants 4 more machines for the neighborhood. You know, I buy them these things, and they try to save money with it. Like every night, my mom unplugs the VCR to save electricity and plugs it in again the next day, and she can't understand why the clock keeps going 12, 12, 12 all the time. Why don't they make wind-up clocks? They don't have wind-up clocks for VCRs, Mama. See, I should explain. I'm from New England. Any New England folks here? See, up in New England, we have the old round kind of moms. Those little Pepperidge Farm 4x4. You know, see, out here, the moms drive Corvettes, and they wear halter tops, and they got grandmothers with names like Bambi and Muffin, you know. I got the kind of mom that irons socks, you know. They iron the toe of the socks, so in case your shoe falls off someplace important, people know you come from a good home. This is real. My dad's retired now. I tell you something. Gee, I see other guys' dads. They retire, they hunt, they fish, they stay home, they watch the game, they relax. My father keeps adding rooms onto the house, you know? My mother tries to explain, no one lives here anymore. We don't need a third rumpus room. We don't need a second billiard room. You know what my father does? He writes angry letters to major corporations. This is my dad's full-time job now. I went home at Easter time. And over the Easter holiday, my father had bought this huge box of Kellogg's Sugar Frosted Flakes. You know the big one? Looks like a refrigerator freezer box, big box. Says on the side, free M&Ms inside. My father did not get his free M&Ms. That's all we heard all through Easter dinner. I don't know who the hell I think they are. These companies, I don't know who the hell they're dealing with. Says, why don't you write him a letter? I'll write him a letter tomorrow morning. Father writes his whole involved letter to Kellogg's, 3 pages long. He shows me the letter. I said, Dad, I think disembowel's a little harsh, Dad. My parents' 50th wedding anniversary this year, you know, so I figured, oh, I'll be the good son. I'll take my mom and dad to Europe. They've never been. This will be a lot of fun. I think they had a good time. My dad, a little annoyed that they didn't have Cheerios in France, you know. Now, my dad's at that age where he's getting up there a little bit, and he has a hard time hearing, so France is not the best place to go. You know, bonjour, monsieur. Huh? What? Huh? What the hell is he saying? Don't hit him, Dad. He's trying to say hello. Huh? Huh? You know... Every day I buy my dad the French newspaper. Every day he holds it up to the mirror. I go, Dad, it's not a trick paper, it's French. And the money. And European money, you know. Europe, every 50 feet you got to cash your money in for some other colored money from the next little country, you know. You ever see French money? It all looks like a bad diploma from some second-rate divinity school. Boy, there's priests on horseback, women are doing this on the money. Gee, you give a kid $1, it's like handing him pornography. And the food, I'm sorry. You know, I'm hopelessly American. If it doesn't come in a styrofoam box with some kind of lid on it, I don't know how to eat it. What did we have the first night in England? We had the baked face of leprechaun with the sheep's stomach pudding. You know, that's what they do in Europe. They use all the parts of the animal we throw away. You look in their dumpster, there's the prime rib, there's the tenderloin. They're saving the lungs and the pancreas to make some kind of colon tartare. But, you know, I tell you something. A lot of Americans come back and they always say, oh, the French are rude and this. You know, that's not really true, because I don't think the French are rude. We can be pretty rude, too. I was in New York about a month ago. This is absolutely true. I'm doing some Christmas shopping. I went to a supermarket to just buy a quart of milk and some stuff to take back to the hotel. Now, I know being a cashier is a tough job, but I always seem to get the most irritable cashiers. You know, I'm standing there, I put my little quart of milk down on the thing there where they ring it in, you know, and I say to the woman, hi, happy holidays. You know, I just get that, You know, she's ringing it up. I take out my money, I go, here you go. I still get that, So now my change comes down, a little, you know, little coin return thing. I take my change, I put it in my pocket. I says, thank you very much, and I start to leave, you know. The woman doesn't say anything. Now I get real mad. I said, excuse me, don't say thanks or anything. This is absolutely true. She says to me, it's on your receipt, sir. Oh, here it is here at the bottom. How fool am I? Thanks. See you a little bit.
Funny.
Have you ever looked at a supermarket receipt lately?
No.
You really get more information on there than you want to know.
Right.
You know, I still have this one because it just irritated me. This woman just irritated me so much. And I look at it and it says Wednesday, December 10th, 10:02 p.m., quarter milk, $1.49. Now, isn't this amazing? Now, here we send money to Switzerland, it goes to Iran, the Contras get it, nobody knows anything. The government knows at 10:02 p.m. on Wednesday, I bought a coin.
That's what keeps our country strong.
Yeah.
Something I wanted to ask you. You said your parents just celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary. Did they have you late in life? Because you're not that old.
No, my mother was, I guess, 72 when I was born.
Oh.
No, my mother was, I guess, about 40 when I was born. But, you know, how many young